before
Banshee,
we do
that's a good
wrap
one.
up,
Yeah,
because the
let's get
Banshee
into that.
kept me awake for years as a child.
Yeah,
I usually have the book here, but it's in the garage or the attic. I haven't found it yet.
I do remember
Um,
reading about that when I was a kid and being scared of it. But we had in New England we have something called the Fisher cat, which screeches in the woods. Yeah, you should
but
look
like
it
an
up.
actual animal, like
Yeah, yeah, it's an actual animal, but they make this
right,
horrific sound when they call. It's one of those things where it's
right,
like if you don't know what it is, like you would assume it's something really bad.
coming for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so like I said earlier, like we had the foxes, and then if you were in the countryside, like I mean, a deer call can like be pretty harrowing when you're a child and you don't know what you're hearing, and even horses like can make some of the strangest noises. Um, but yeah, I had got the Reader's Digest Mysteries of the Unexplained or something. It's a really comic because like I love having it here when I'm doing podcasts because the amount of times I've pulled out the book and someone's gone, "Oh my god, I had that when I was a kid too." But I read about the Banshee in it, and I think I don't know. What felt like weeks, I would go in and sleep in my mom and dad's room because I was petrified, and any noise that I heard, I was like, no, no, no. And then I had an auntie who told me that she saw the banshee. You know? uh, she was definitely just trying to scare me, but it was like this terrifying image of like the woman in white, like sitting there brushing her hair on the bridge side. But now, and it's another book that I don't have to reference, but there's a really cheap mass print book called True Irish Ghost Stories. But it's somebody who was doing our job 100 years ago. I think it might have actually been Yeats. I might be completely wrong about that, and I can't pull up my screen to find out now. But no. So basically, what they did was they went around and they just asked people, "Hey, tell me your ghost stories," and they got some and they edited out some of them. They made some of them easier to understand. But there is some fascinating Banshee stories in that book. And I think I did like a TikTok about it a couple of years ago. There was one of the scariest ghost stories in general that I had ever heard that took place in the north of Dublin. So if anybody listening wants that book, like you can literally get it at Walmart and Barnes and Noble. I think I paid like $6 for it, thinking, oh, this is going to be some kid's book. And it's one of my favorite ghost story books. But there's a lot of very interesting Banshee stories in there. And a lot of it would tie back to like you know, when the British ruled and stuff like that. It would take place in those kind of times. So like pre 1920s Ireland. Um but then like there's also modern stories that I've heard in recent years. And like yourself, like going through Reddit and stuff, and you kind of take everything with a pinch of salt, but sometimes the descriptions that the people give, and they're supposed to be the harbinger of death, all that kind of stuff. And then there's a whole list of families who have the name or who are supposed to have banshees attached to them. And of course, I think three out of my four maiden names going back are linked to the Banshee. So I've got O'Brien, Lynch. I think Williams was one, which is actually a British name.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So it's a really fascinating story, but it's linked to the traditional Irish um, funeral kind of tradition. Sorry to use that word again.